You remember coming to Topeka?
I do vaguely on the train.
Ah, yeah.
Wow.
You mentioned it, your reading last week about how Albuquerque was an important place for you because of the people you met there. I never thought about that before, but you met a lot of important connections there.
Well, I went there. There were not a small number of people I'd known previously in the Army, and one of them had a car. The rest of us didn't. So we drove around a lot, weekends when we didn't work. We'd buy a case or two of beer, and just set out driving, to see what was around, because nobody came from there, they came from elsewhere. And on one occasion, I persuaded them to go to Santa Fe because I thought Ed Dorn was living there. It turned out he was, but it was my naivete to assume that because the Don Allen anthology biographies said he lived there, that he still did. And I called him up, and it was New Year's Eve. And we went over there, and the other two guys were not interested in this sort of thing, and they went on back to the place, the hotel where we were staying. And Ed said, "That's all right, I'll give you a ride back." And we brought along a bottle of, I don't know, I think it was rum, to be part of the celebration. So I met Ed that way, and then saw him on a couple of 3 other occasions, including by chance the night before he and Helene and the kids were moving to Idaho. That would have been a year and a half later, September. Or not a year and a half, it was just the following September, I think, September 61. And there was Creeley, helping him move. He'd just come back from Guatemala. So I met him that way, and the Creeleys, he and Bobby Louise and the 4 girls at that point. That's another story. We're living in Albuquerque, and it turned out that they were Bob was a very hospitable, kindly man. It was a great place to go, and a person to talk to about all this stuff. The first time I met him, he showed me his pound letters. So, you could meet anybody at Creeley's. You wouldn't know who might show up. John Chamberlain, his work, the sculptor. Does sculptures out of old wrecked cars. Somebody's been around a while. He's not a currently new. He had met Bob at Black Mountain, I think. Fee Dawson came. Ed Abbey, I don't know, there's quite an array of different people. And then some of those that I knew in the Army turned out to be good friends later. So I don't have any regrets about that. If I'd gone someplace else, I dare say I would have met some other people, but it happened that those were very important ones, and remain so. One of those guys I knew in the Army, I don't know what's become of him. He's disappeared. Nobody else I know who knew him knows either, so here we are. He shares your birthday. And Hart Crane's and Hemingway's and my mother's.